largely the British practices of recruitment continued with some changes, that there were three different categories of recruitments. One for IAS, another for IPS, and other for central services. And examinations were also, the papers were also of different categories. That is, there was lack of uniformity. In recruitment. And it was based on Macaulay legacy of general academic achievement. General academic achievement, in which science graduates were not eligible. Although some changes were introduced to indigenize, like Hindi medium and 22 languages are the languages mentioned in Schedule 8. Like phase second. Kothari Committee was set up in 1974. It gave its recommendation in 1976 and it came into force since 1979. Kothari Committee was set up in 74, gave its recommendation in 76, came into force in 1979. A major reform in recruitment. Which introduced uniformity in recruitment. Like on its recommendation, following changes were introduced. First, one recruitment or one common recruitment for civil services, known as civil service examination. It should consist of two stages. First, preliminary. Second, mains and interview. Next, prelims should be qualifying, and mains will determine merit. Science graduates were made eligible for civil services. Hence, it introduced beginning of specialization in civil services. Next, it also recommended, change in paragraph, it also recommended post training test and then final merit, but it was not accepted. It was not accepted. Satish Chandra Committee was also set up in 1984, which recommendations brought some minor changes like essay paper was introduced. And interview marks were changed to balance the overall aggregate marks. Next, this committee recommended that interview should not be made compulsory. That is, interview qualifying should not be made compulsory. As civil service aspirants are like rough diamond, and therefore the second phase was led by Kothari Committee and Satish Chandra Committee. Legacy. Meanwhile, several reform commissions were set up. Set up to further bring reforms in recruitment. Like YK Alag, in 2001, Kothari Committee, Hota Committee, (2004), ASIF second, 2005, 2005. They have given following recommendations. See, at least one committee is asked every year in paper second. So which committee will be asked, we do not know. You should be prepared for that. So, be it Sarkaria Commission, ARC second, Punchi Commission, Kothari Committee, Hota Committee, Appleby Committee, already they have asked Hota, Appleby, I guess YK Alag. Once they ask, write a short note in 2011. So in this fashion or that fashion, they ask a committee, whatever the way they ask, but a committee is generally asked in paper second. That's why you should know about some aspects of the committees, not necessarily recommendation, because they don't ask that ki discuss, enumerate the recommendations. Rather, they will ask comment on that committee. So that what is your view on that committee? Or let's say that whether committee recommendation can be implemented, that kind of things. So that is how, let's say, that it is important to know some of the their recommendations and their views and background, and also how they have been set up. So it will bring a kind of linkage, and since already given A compilation has been given, you can also follow that, but if you follow the class one, so it is adequate enough. Not more than that you can retain to write. So YK Alag Committee, let's write. YK Alag Committee was set up by NDA government. NDA government to bring recruitment reforms. Recruitment reforms. The committee had expressed following view, or the committee expressed following views regarding existing recruitment. First, it was based on rote memorization. It was based on rote memorization, and a determined candidate can master the examination. A determined candidate can master the examination by repeated attempts. It has a huge social cost. Due to high upper age limit, like 32 for OBC, 35 for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. It was on that time, now it is here and there changed, so that we are not talking. 32 for OBC, 35 for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. That candidates belonging to economically poor background would not afford to appear for 32 or 35 years, and after 30 years generally no opportunity is left for, no career opportunity is left for other fields. Hence the age should be reduced. So yes, that is how we were saying that time, ki merit system, social cost. Imagine 6 lakh people mind is engaged in something called expectation. If 6 lakh people mind is not engaged, so what will happen? Right. And 6 lakh mind is engaged in such a way that you become, after let's say that preparation, you become, let's say, if you may be aggressive person, you become soft. No, so you are no longer threat for society, even if you do not qualify. So that is how the contribution, right? So the social cost is very high, yes, because you know that after what is left after 30 years, what is left? Nothing is left, right? That's why it should be reduced to 26. Right? It should be to 26, that and the reserve category, so that still after that you can have some career option. Right. This, otherwise it becomes very difficult. Like, anyhow, let's write next. It analyzes about optionals, and found that first there was no logic in optionals having syllabus at graduation level, because they have already been tested at that level in universities. Hence, the syllabus should test at post-graduation level. The syllabus should test at post-graduation level. So that's why you should know that the syllabus is changed, and when we were preparing before that, basically not that. So people used to study IGNOU notes at graduation level. Now people study about PG notes, not graduation notes. Right. So that is how it recommended. Let's write. Next, means within that second point. Optionals, logics are getting defeated by the fact that candidates having a non-optional background, opting some optionals for getting competitive edge especially some popular optionals. The logic behind optionals was that the candidates having studied at graduation level would opt the subject studied. In bracket you can write over 80% candidates having science background opt non-science subject. Let's say that time the committee found over 40% candidates opt optional different from their graduation subject. Hence, it recommended to discontinue optional and restructured main syllabus. It gave following recommendations. First, age should be reduced and upper age limit should be 26 years with relaxations to OBC, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. Like 27 and 29 respectively. There should be aptitude test in prelims. Next, the mains syllabus should have focus on post-graduation subject, and they should be interdisciplinary in nature. Change paragraph. That is, the syllabus should have policy level perspective so that the candidates were exposed at examination level and then training level, and when they go to field they have already certain level of understanding about convergence and interdisciplinary perspective. It was this committee recommendation It was this committee recommendation which was implemented in 2011, and recruitment was restructured like introduction of aptitude test, removal of optionals in prelims from prelims, and one optional in mains, with restructuring of mains syllabus. Next, ARC second. It was set up in 2005 to bring reforms in administration, including civil service. And it submitted one separate report on personal administration. Known as refurbishing of personal administration. In which it gave following recommendations. First, recruitment on the pattern of NDA at 10+2 level. अच्छा है, more coachings in nook and corner. गली गली में IAS प्रिपरेशन का बोर्ड लग जाएगा. Less right, interesting, right? So what we are saying, it recommended that NDA pattern of recruitment at 10+2 level. Second, on the pattern of IIT, IIMs, nationwide, Institute of Management and Governance should be established, which will take next 30 years, don't write. Should be established. And those who would be recruited at 10+2 level, they would undergo 3 years of study. Next, after completion of study, they would be made eligible to appear in civil service examination. Civil service examination, 2 times competitive examination. So much scope for coaching industry. See, it was doing to undo coaching industry. Right. Its motive was to undo coaching industries. Anyhow, so what we are saying is that they would be made eligible to appear in civil service examination. Right. Those, let's say, those who will be left, those who would not appear at 10+2 level, that maximum people, they can do a bridge course. They can do a bridge course at Shivaji Bridge. They can do a bridge course, that's all. So they will do a bridge course with Institute of Management and Governance, right, which is in cloud. So this is what it is. Let's write that. The pattern of civil service recruitment should be as follows. The pattern of civil service recruitment should be as follows. After completion of graduation at Institute of Management and Governance, first, prelims and mains would be held together so that they commit suicide. Prelims and mains should be held together side by side. Second, prelims should have minimum qualifying marks. Next, the mains syllabus should be only GS type, no optional subject. So this is how, let's say, that recommendation. What do you think? Let's write further. The commission underwent study towards, क्या जरूरत है, गूगलाइज कर लो, मिल जाएगा सब फैक्ट्स. The commission underwent study tour Australia, UK to understand their recruitment system, taking into their recruitment system consideration, including France. It gave its recommendations. When UPA government came to power in 2004, the then Prime Minister, had lots of concerns for reforming civil service, including Rahul Gandhi, don't write. Lots of concerns for reforming civil service so that it becomes tuned to 21st century. ये टर्म यूज किया जाता है, वो हारमोनियन का है कि किसका है नहीं पता. Right. Tune to 21st century. Right. Hence, there was debate on bringing radical reforms and adopting NDA pattern of recruitment. The rationale was NDA is very successful because they do not have public interface. Because NDA was very successful, means NDA is very successful. Background music you should not write, which I am speaking. NDA was very successful, NDA is very successful, and hence, accordingly, if civil service recruitment is also made at 10+2 level, it also registered similar success. It would also register similar success. It was also opined by ARC second head Birappa Moile, that after 10+2, when students go to university, their mind gets tarnished. Spoiled. Therefore, when there will be recruitment at 10+2 level, then their mind can be saved. From getting prejudiced and they can be trained like professionals, and then they can be made eligible. Now, so what do you think? सोचो उस समय हम लोग प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे, क्या हालत होगा हमारा? Right. So let's, what you can say, that to prepare your luggage, go back home, isn't it? 10+2, there is no any scope for this. So unnecessary पैसा वेस्ट किया है. That's why ऐसे हमने इस, हालांकि आपके बैच में बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं बोला है, समोसा पकोड़ा खाने का और सब टाइप चाय सब वेस्ट करने का. Right. So committee, commissions, members, meeting, conference, all these things are held for eating pakoda, samosa, tea, coffee, etc. etc. सब लोग बहुत ही वेल ड्रेसअप होके आते हैं, टाई वही लगा के आते हैं, कितना प्रिपेयर करके आते हैं घर से. राइट. प्रोडक्टिविटी इज ज़ीरो. सो इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स रिकमेंड करने की क्या ज़रूरत थी? वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. 10+2 लेवल रिक्रूटमेंट होगा, यहाँ तो 26 के बाद पता चलता है उसको क्या है. So the question is, right, you want 10+2 level, right? Who will prepare at 10+2 level? You are giving unnecessary tension. They are already in tension कि मेडिकल में जाना है कि जेई में जाना है. So already they have lots of tension at 10+2 level, right? Rather there is a cycle ना, cycle को क्यों डिस्टर्ब करना चाहते हो? Right, 10+2, BTech, then MBA, then IAS, then Chief Minister. Right. So this cycle of preparation in the country. So that is how you'll find 10+2 illogical. NDA does not have public interface. Now bring in public, there, see their situation, what happens. Military does not have public interface. Administration has public interface. Administration is part of ecology. Defense is insulated from that ecology. And whenever defense has got its interface with society, you know what has happened. They have also equal allegations of all sort of things. Right. And defense you cannot compare. NDA is something altogether different. And civil service is different. You say their mind gets tarnished. So what do you want? You want a spineless bureaucracy. Yes, it is true that once you grow up, your mind gets tarnished. Then you cannot be trained, cannot be molded that you don't speak, don't oppose government decision, just support government decision. This is how it is. So mind will ultimately also get tarnished, if not, let's say after 10+2. So after becoming IAS, it's better let's पहले ही tarnish हो जाने दो, ताकि आपको टारगेट मिलेगा ट्रेनिंग में क्या ट्रेन करना है. Anyhow, so it was more of, let's say, that impractical. Just imagine 10+2 entrance hoga, after that you have to have a civil service examination, right? So this kind of things, you'll know what will happen. To coaching industries with foolish. This is हर गली में आपके पास उस बोर्ड पे ऐसे लिखा रहता है टैगोर इंटरनेशनल स्कूल, साइड में एक और आ जाएगा वहाँ पर IAS प्रिपरेशन, राइट. लबासना जाना है तो यहाँ आइए फर्स्ट. Right. So this kind of things you'll find, all sort of things, let's say that. So not a practical recommendation. Let's write this. IIT IIM के पैटर्न पे आप सेटअप करोगे. एक IIT को सेटअप करने में तो 3 साल मीन्स 30 इयर्स लगता है, फिर भी उनको स्टिग्मा है, राइट. जो IIT BHU का होता है वो इतना बहुत ही कॉन्फिडेंस से नहीं बोलता है. IIT BHU जो बॉम्बे वाला है वो बहुत ही कॉन्फिडेंस से बोलता है. दिल्ली का है वो बहुत ही कॉन्फिडेंस से बोलता है, isn't it? This, so you took lots of years to recognize them. How many years will take to further upgrade them and undo such stigma, right? And then let's say you want that institutions should be established throughout the country, right? Impractical recommendation. Anyhow, let's write that. It was highly impractical recommendation. It was highly impractical recommendation. Right. It was more rhetorical, radical, less practical. Less practical. Let's try that. Phase last means 3. 2011 onwards. Since recruitment was reformed in 2011, hence it marked another phase, a new phase in recruitment. A new phase in recruitment. Phase in recruitment. It was based on Alag committee recommendation. Alag committee recommendation. Although some here and there changes have also been brought in terms of aptitude test, making it qualifying. Making it qualifying. It is a new pattern of recruitment which integrates the legacy of Macaulay Committee, Kothari Committee and Alag Committee recommendations. Alag Committee recommendations. Committee recommendations. However, still recruitment in India is under recruitment reform in India is under consideration. Thereafter, government has constituted Arun Negawekar Committee on recruitment reforms. Recruitment reforms, which recommendations have not yet been made public. It has given some recommendations. Like first, only those who have 50% or more marks in graduation should be made eligible. Next, age limit 25 years, OBC 28, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe 30. Next, all should get 5 attempts. Instead of categorization of attempts. The language marks should be counted in final list. The language marks should be counted in the final list. Only graduation related optional subject should be allowed. Categorized into 6 groups. such recommendations are under consideration. Therefore, reforms in recruitment have not yet been complete. There are scopes for reforms, especially related to optional papers, and interview. Also, there is debate that there should be group discussion or extended interview. It is found that in the era of specialization, technological revolution, the recruitment should match with present and future society. Therefore, it needs to be more specialized, individualized. It is facing a paradox of, on the one hand, the corporate sector gives preference to experiences, and then people hold managerial positions. But on the other, in administration, a person who is simple graduate becomes administrator simply by qualifying one competitive examination. Although the challenges of administration have increased by manifold. Which demand experiences in the field of administration. At the same time, examination seems to be still more scholastic. That is theoretical, rather than taking into consideration the practical knowledge and experience. And therefore, in future, it is expected that further suitable reforms will be introduced. Because recruitment is considered after classification. Second most important personnel process determining overall efficiency of administration. And since India has a career-based civil service, of which IAS still remains most prestigious, UPSC would keep attracting talented pools. UPSC will keep attracting talented pools of candidates only when it is able to match with contemporary demands of society. like identifying merit, and giving opportunity for candidates belonging to different walk of life to test their merit. That also demand necessary changes in administration of those personal processes which come after recruitment. Known as training, performance appraisal, and promotion post. So that is what we can tell here. That is how we finish. So we finish recruitment from examination perspective. Since there are so many things to be told, so we have just tried to cover in that way. And recruitment per se is not very important topic, you should know, except let's say they ask related to committee commissions. Although UPSC can ask anything. That's different thing. In paper first they can ask a statement related to recruitment. Anyone, let's say the way we say recruitment is a sovereign function, or similarly any statement related to recruitment they can ask you to comment. In paper second, if they can ask regarding committee commissions related, or even they can ask a general view related to recruitment reforms. That is how it is. Right. So any question that you have related to recruitment, so you can ask, and next we'll take tomorrow on training. So recruitment is finished, training will take. Yes, you are asking question yesterday, you can ask. Role of behavioral thinkers in emergence of system theory. It is role of behavioral thinkers means they represent one part of the system theory. Right. Because so let's say classical. The classical is the closed system. The closed system is no system at all. They are considered as closed system. So they have nothing, any contribution, except his technical subsystem is a part of, structural side is also a part. But let's say behavioral theory, they have adopted system approach. And in that system approach they focus within system, means within organization. So like say Mary Parker Foley started saying about social system. Bernard says social cooperative social system. Right. So they are one school of system perspective, which focuses on internal dynamics of system, organization. That is more relation of organization, internal dynamics, how they are changed due to outside environment, or internal things how they change, simple, like say decision making is internal dynamics. But system thinkers, let's say that the second school coming, the system thinker, so they have, let's say, given full-fledged, let's say that. So they have not defined, let's say, what is system consists of what, how it works, what exactly it means when we say system, what it consists of, let's say. So they were system thinkers, but they did not clearly devise about system, because their perspective was not to explain system. Their perspective was to explain within system, like say decision making, how decision is made, and it is influenced by not only internal environment but also external environment, like time, environment, etc. Simon took into consideration. Right. So in a way you can say that if it is this is system school, so within that you can have a behavioral school. The behavioral school has contributed to system, that way you can take.
Sir, what exactly is pure science of administration? So, like, what all
Pure science
factors
of
we talk about?
administration means you want to achieve the nearness in terms of objectivity to physical sciences.
So,
That is
sir,
called
is
pure
it
science. Sorry,
so it
pure
can
science is physical science like physics, chemistry, biology, etc. That is pure science.
Sir, I was reading the first chapter from Mohit Bhattacharya. So it said that Simon was trying to establish pure science of
Yes,
administration, which included social psychological
yes,
factors.
accepted, accepted. Yeah, that is, I understand the problem, but we told that time what is behavioral and behavioral approach of Simon. Try to understand. People have a misnomer in the mind that if you have a social psychological approach, so it cannot be pure science. Because social psychological means it is behavioral and behavior cannot be pure science. It is a wrong assumption. Let's take psychology. Psychology is near to pure science, you know. Right. Psychology has different branches. Psychiatrist, those who become psychiatrist, let's say that they should be, let's say that it is MBBS plus they have to take a degree, right? So psychology is pure science type of subject which has predictability. जितने आपके स्किज़ोफ्रेनिया होता है, साइजोफ्रेनिया जो भी आप बोलो, और डिल्यूजन होता है, इल्यूजन जिसको प्रॉब्लम होता है, वो साइकियाट्रिस्ट ही ट्रीट करता है, वो मेडिसिन प्रिस्क्राइब करता है, राइट? दिस, तो दैट वे यू से व्हेन यू से सोशल साइकोलॉजी, सो इट इज़ नॉट कि इमेजिन कि इन डिसीजन मेकिंग व्हाट वी आर सेइंग, इट वी आर सेइंग दैट कि स्टडी दैट बिहेवियर विच इज प्रिडिक्टेबल. Let me tell your behavior. When you are writing an answer, so you are trying to establish empirical aspect in your answer writing. Like predictability. What if you write 10 answers, so 5 necessarily you will write good. Right. So if a candidate achieves like this, if a candidate is writing, let's say that 10 answers, so 5 he is necessarily going to write good. His behavior is predictable. That is called consistency. And any behavior that is predictable is empirical. Because we can establish cause and effect relationship. Right. Like say a candidate appears, now he gets IPS. He appears again, he gets IPS, not IS. Again appears, he gets IPS. What is this? Predictability in behavior. There is consistency. Now a candidate gets IPS, next year did not qualify prelims. Next year did not qualify men's. Unpredictable behavior. Still he has not achieved what we say predictability in his behavior. That we say in our language consistency. So same thing, let's say that human behavior, we can enhance predictability of human behavior. That is how Simon was trying to find out. So social psychological analysis you can have from pure science perspective. That is called empirical, but it is criticized. Pure science means you are trying to achieve the nearness of physical sciences because they have absolute predictability. You launch a satellite now, you have fixed the time. It will reach exactly in the orbit at the same time. Predictability. ठीक है, let's send a human. Right. So when you, let's say that if you want to send any human to any place, right, so do you think there will be guarantee the human will reach to that place on that time set? ऐसा होता तो हमारा क्लास डेली टाइम पे शुरू होना चाहिए. राइट. पेपर टाइम पे फिनिश होना चाहिए. ह्यूमन बिहेवियर. कभी आप पेपर 3 आवर्स में लिखते हो, कभी आपका पूरा ही नहीं हुआ, छूट गया बहुत सारा. यही तो प्रिडिक्टेबिलिटी एग्जामिनेशन में यही हो गया. तो यू आर ट्राइंग टू एंश्योर प्रिडिक्टेबिलिटी दैट यू विल राइट इन 3 आवर्स. बट व्हाट हैपेंस इन एग्जामिनेशन? नॉट नेसेसरली यू आर गोइंग टू कंप्लीट इन 3 आवर्स. तो यू रिग्रेट, ऐसा कैसे हो गया? सो ह्यूमन यू कैन नॉट प्रिडिक्ट. सैटेलाइट के साथ ऐसा नहीं होता है कि वो रास्ते में भूल जाएगा या कहीं डिविएट हो जाएगा, राइट. इट विल, अनलेस देयर इज एनी प्रॉब्लम, it will reach on time, right. This you can say, that is called pure science. Why it is possible? There is a pure science. Why it is possible? We have the pure science. But in social sciences, since they deal with human, they can have nearness of the pure science, and those who try to achieve nearness of pure science, उनको बोला जाता है कि they want to achieve and establish pure science, like say Simon. Right. So that way it is. Yes.
Sir, I was reading one of the report on regulatory impact assessment. So it had certain words which I couldn't understand, like hold-up phenomena, asymmetry of information, which this impact assessment is trying to do away.
Yes, we told in the class.
So hold-up phenomena, I didn't understand.
Hold up, you told that ki hold up phenomenon is that ki both sides have unequal information. I have mentioned also the heading, let's say these are the two important terms. We have asked 3-4 years back question also. See, hold up means ki both sides have unequal information. Like say government and those who are applying for the project or those who are executing the project. Like say same thing, you know that ki this adjusted gross revenue. Right. So what is they are saying? Government is saying that ki no, we will take entire your income into consideration. Right. They are saying ki no, you should take only telecom service, not advertisement, other things they earn. Right. Because they think that if you take from that, so we will not be in profit. Government says ki no, you will be in profit. They have audited by CAG also. So this is the difference, let's say that difference in them. It is just one thing that information asymmetry. Now hold up phenomenon is that ki private sector has better information than government sector, and it deliberately does not share with government, because if it will share with the government will get the true picture of that. Many a time I say that ki government does not know what is the actual cost of the project. You come to know of the cost of the project by whom? So let's say that there are X, Y, Z and they are applying for the project. They will give 3 such let's say that price tag. It gives X1, it gives Y1, it gives Z1. On that basis, which one has lowest, you will come to know. Right. But they may deliberately also try to not share complete information. And let's say that still when they are giving X1, it is still 2 times more. It is 3 times more, 4 times more. So still when you are giving the project on the basis of this, still you are giving it is 2 times more than the actual cost. Especially in that sector where it is highly technical and subjective, right? Like say Reliance KGD6 basin. The KGD6 basin, it is oil exploration. Now how government will come to know that how much oil you have found? How government will know? And suppose you have found oil but you hide. इसलिए कि तो oil wells होते हैं. Technicality I also much do not know, but let's say that there are oil wells at sectors. USA CAG का audit करवा लो, वो तो oil well share ही नहीं करेगा फिर. They will not share all the oils, let's say that they have found, or gas sources they have found. Do you think they will share? Then the concept came gold plating. Gold plating means ki Reliance had found huge, let's say reserve of oil and etc. But it is not sharing the information, saying that rather it has not found, therefore you review the cost of the, let's say, gas it will supply to government and increase the cost. It will have double earning. On the one hand it says it is not finding. The government will have to increase the rate so that it pays more to Reliance, and it has more oil found and gas found, it will earn from that also. So this is how, let's say, that called hold up phenomenon, right, and information asymmetry. That's why it is said that कि ultimately bureaucracy should also have certain expertise. Like those who govern and whom you govern, so those who govern should have better knowledge. Otherwise, they will not be able to govern whom they govern because they have better knowledge. That means a regulator should have better knowledge. That's why I told that regulator should have a better knowledge than Reliance. So that is what it is, right?
Sir, this one question I took from previous year questions from Topper's copy. It says that motivation theory is not synonymous with behavioral theory. The motivations are only one class of determinants of behavior, while behavior is always motivated. It is also almost always biologically, culturally, and situationally determined as well. Comment.
Last year we asked this question, and it is asked question by UPSC. UPSC has also asked this question. Very complex question, right? But yes, let's say that behavior, motivation theory, when they are talking, the behavioral theory, within behavioral theory, you know that you have motivation theory. Suppose this is behavioral theory. Within that we have motivation theory. Like we can say, let's say content theory, process theory. Plus, let's say we can also say Mayo to some extent, social psychological approach, Barnard. Right. When we say that, Barnard has also given, that is called 8 types of motivation. In case of Barnard, we also told that how he is not purely a motivation thinker, rather he is giving a theory of organization in which he considers. This is first part of your answer, that motivation theory is not synonymous with behavior theory. Right. So motivation is only one class of determinants of behavior. Now, behavior. The behavior is determined by many factors. So, behavior is a kind of outer reflection. So someone is behaving, let's say, Mr. A, so he is behaving. So what is the causative factor of this behavior? So whether he is behaving only because of he is a motivated person, then he is behaving. He is behaving only because he is a motivated, let's say there is a motivation only. No. He may be behaving because he may have also concern, let's say that ethical factor can be also there. Right. Social factor, relatives. So why let's say that mother is concerned about child? Because mother is motivated. Right. Suppose mother scolds you, sorry to say that, but suppose mother scolds you, she is not motivated to scold you. She has a concern, that is social. Right, and she has a concern because of biological. Right, there is a biological relation has created such a bond, social psychological. Right, this. So, some people biological, good health. A person who is a good health, so he can have, let's say that better immunity. Better immunity means better stamina. Right. So that is the second part that you have to write, that behavior is not, let's say that you have taken, you are motivated, let's say IAS. So motivated to take IAS. But whether motivation is only the factor you have gone for IAS. No, you like it also. Right, it gives you prestige, status also. It is not only motivation factor. अगर सिर्फ motivation factor होता तो motivation हमेशा होना चाहिए. Right. So every time you should be highly motivated, right? So the second part of the question you have to answer by writing, let's say, okay, behavior is always motivated, determinants of behavior. It is also always biologically, culturally, situationally determined. Let's say social distancing. So whether people are inside house because they want to be inside house, lockdown, situational. It is not, people are even if not motivated, but still they will have to lock themselves inside the house. Then, so that way you have to write, behavior has a broader manifestation. The behavior is broader. The way their behavioral theory deals with human behavior, it is broader. Similarly, human behavior has a many different manifestations. One is called motivation, but others are social, biological, psychological, situational factors which determine human behavior. That way you should write it.
So when we talk of post-structuralist thinkers, so do we include Foley also in it, or we start from behavioral thinkers like Mayo directly?
No. See, post-structural is altogether different. It is nothing to do with behavioral approach. Right. It deals with Michael Foucault, means Foucault. Right. Means a name. Right. So I may tell somewhere else, but a French scholar, right? So Michael Foucault, this is how I can say that. हमारे इंडियन ट्रेडिशन में फोकाल्ट, राइट. एनीहाउ, सो द क्वेश्चन इज दैट कि माइकल फोको, ये लोग बहुत ही कॉम्प्लेक्स थिंकिंग रखते हैं, राइट. सो डेरिडा, डिकार्ट, माइकल फोको, ये बहुत ही सीरियस, इसलिए आई हैव नॉट टॉट यू. आई विल टीच यू व्हेन वी फिनिश इट by combining both batches, right? If not, so when we teach in career enrichment class, when we take, so there certainly at certain point of time we tell it, right? So you should know it. Basically, see, structural is, I can simple highlight that. Structure is means ki traditionally modern theories, thinkers, they think the structuralist ki a structure has only one meaning. What is the structure? It is not a structural classical theory. Language structure. So the language has its structure, and that language has one meaning. That is called structuralists. But post-structuralists started talking. It comes from literature and philosophy field. Post-structuralists say that ki a language has as many structure or meaning as many people read it. Right. Because the text that you write, the text has different meaning depending on the person who read and his understanding level. Right. So this is how it came, deconstruction. So Derrida ने दिया deconstruction. What is deconstruction? Deconstruction of structure, deconstruction of meaning of that structure. That's why you write answer something else, examiner understands something else. Right. UPSC asks question something else, people understand something else. As many candidates, there are different types of understanding. Post-structural. Right. Then it is applied in public administrations in terms of structural, classical, because they think organization has only one structure. What they are saying, right? Post-structural, so organization can have different types of structure, like contingency theory. That is how it is. Right.
So actually it was mentioned in a previous year question asked in
2013. Yes, 14, yes.
Sir.
First A question.
So I wrote it in the perspective of classical thinkers and
At that time, people also wrote same way. So it was, this is how 14, 15, I say that, very difficult question UPSC asked. So no need to, let's say that, these are the questions, yes, but we should understand this structural, post-structural. We will tell you at certain point of time this. So let's finish here.